I'm back. All right, so now we are going to do the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, let me get our screen up. Here we go. Okay, so we've been talking about this. You should feel sort of kind of confident with it, but it's time to really get the nitty gritty and nail down the electromagnetic spectrum. Eventually, you guys will be able to draw it like this. So I'll say draw it, and in 3 minutes, you should have it down on your paper. Okay, so this is kind of like a brain dump of the electromagnetic spectrum. Now, as we know, we've got the colors of the rainbow, and what does that spell? I've got R for red, O for orange, Y yellow, whoops, green, blue, we'll pretend indigo is in here, and violet. Okay, and what is that? Roy G. Biv. Okay, so Roy G. Biv. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and draw these different parts of this spectrum. Okay, and in your next video, which you will have tomorrow, you're going to be learning about the different types of waves. So we've got transverse, longitudinal, and then you've got the electromagnetic waves. All right. Now, in electromagnetic waves, you've got this thing, this part of it that we can see, that we can see with our human eye. What is that? You should have said the visible light spectrum. Okay. And in this, we will be looking at how those light waves travel. Okay. So we're going to start off with radio waves. We've got microwaves. Then we've got infrared, which is the same thing as heat. There you go. Okay. And then in this tiny space right here, if you remember on your benchmark, it kept asking what was the smallest part of the spectrum. It's the visible light part. Okay. It occupies the smallest space. Okay. Next, we've got UV, which is ultraviolet light. Okay. We've got X-rays. And then we've got gamma rays. So gamma rays, they kind of remind me of gas when we think about how they move because they're crazy. Right? They're moving crazily. And what I mean by that is if we draw our wavelength and our frequency, it's going to look a little bit like something like this. So it's going to start off pretty long. It's going to get shorter, 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 shorter. And then they're going to start adding crazy as we get down here. Okay? And so eventually you're going to know that we have wavelength from here to here, crest to crest. All right? So long wavelength and shortest, or we'll put lowest energy. I should have put lowest energy. Okay, is down here. And then right here, I've got a really short wavelength. You can see from crest to crest. So short wavelength. And as they move closer together, the quicker they move, the more energy they have. So you've got highest energy down here. Okay? All right. So now we're going to add in this visible light part of our spectrum that we know as the rainbow that we see. Okay? So it's got the different colors up there. Let's draw it like we're used to seeing it in class. Okay, so we've got this electromagnetic spectrum with this visible light portion right here. All right, now what color goes down here? So associate radio waves. Starts with the R. And you know, we've got Roy, G, Biv, right? And so RR, put red at this end with this guy, okay? So we're going to go red. Okay. What comes next? RO, orange. What comes next? We've got Y, which is yellow. So that's our Roy. Okay. We've got our G, which is green. So Roy, G. Biv. So I've got blue. Indigo is kind of a mix between blue and violet, so we're just going to put violet next since I don't have an indigo marker. Okay. Maybe we can mix them together and make a little bit of an indigo. Kind of, sort of. You get the point. And at the very end, we've got our violet. Okay? And so what you've got to be able to associate with this chart right here is if a question asks you which color has the greatest energy, okay, you would have to use this guy. Where's the greatest energy occurring? It's down here, okay? Shortest wavelength, highest energy. Purple, okay? Or violet, whatever you want to say. Down here, lowest energy, red, okay? And so you're going to have to start being able to read this. And on our next video, we're going to talk about the different parts of this wave. This is called a transverse wave, okay? We're going to look at the different parts and how to label this guy. And we're going to be able to tell what these wavelengths are. So this is a pretty long wavelength. You can tell down here that this is a short wavelength because of the areas that they cover right there, okay? So you need to be able to draw this. There are markers on the back table, or on the front table actually, in our little crayon box. Grab your little crayon box, put my crayons back where they go, okay? Don't mess them up. Leave them like you would want your stuff left if I were using it, okay? You have got to know this, and something I think would be cool for you to do is to create a mnemonic device, okay? And so come up with a saying that starts with these letters. So you've got red, orange, yellow, G, B, I, B, Roy, G, Biv, okay? That's pretty easy to remember, but if you have trouble, come up with something different, okay? Oops. So it'd be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Okay? All right.